knock it down. Kevin, the challenges are full.
Thank you, Doris. And he makes the first. Big step last year for Vucevic's offense, Clark. Unstoppable at times, both on the blocks and facing up.
Vucevic is a real outstanding future all-star front quarter. Rebounds at a high rate in traffic and out of his area. Finishes, faces up. This kid has a lot of upside. I really like his game.
And talking about Vucevic's development last season, he's also had the highest assist average of his career. He's a good decision maker on the floor, knows when to take it himself, and knows when to kick it to cutters and spot up shooters.
Now here's Whiteside. 5 on the clock. Three-pointer, Butler. And again, Chicago. No good.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Bulls trail by 6. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points. No hesitation at all on that alley-oop. Saw his teammate with the path to the hoop, and bang! Lobbed it right up there for him.
And he was ready for it, elevated, made the catch. You saw the result.
And you know what, though? I like the fact that he still chose that conservative finish there, just making sure he got the deuce.
You know, and getting back to Vucevic, I mean, he's at an age where he may only get better. Averaged nearly 20 points a game last year after averaging only 14 the year before. That was an incredible leap in production, and I think it's one that'll continue.
And here's Oladipo following the 3 from Rudy Gay. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And it's Butler with the jam.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Payton passes to Gordon. It's Oladipo on the wing. Picked by Vucevic. Parker against Payton. Pass to Vucevic. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, you see how Rudy Gay just exploded last season in the second half. I mean, I think he felt at ease in George Karl's system. And I think that's one reason why you're starting to see just how good Rudy Gay can be.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Channing Frye's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Hezonja comes in for Tobias Harris. Fournier's checked in for Oladipo. And it's Watson in for Elfrid Payton. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Bazili's checked in for Whiteside. Gibson comes in for Green. Smith checked in for Rudy Gay. And Tyreke Evans is subbed in for Butler. For a long time, critics have gotten on Gay for his lack of efficiency, but he quieted some of those voices, Clark, last year with his play and stats.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, across the board, he made nice improvements, not only in his scoring, but also his ability to create shots for others.
The Bulls have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Parker outside. Gibson the screen. Here's Azili. Vucevic defending. Azili dishes to Parker. Pulls it from 20. Azili kicks to Gibson. Screen by Smith. Gibson passes to Parker. Sinks the triple. Parker's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Now, here's Fry. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here's Hezonja. A rebound by Azili. Now the Bulls with it. They're on a 10-1 run right now. Parker left side. With some arc. Fournier pulls it down. Here's Hezonja. He kicks to Watson. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Evans. No good. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's Chicago. They finish off the first quarter on a 10-1 run. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. And let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Josh Smith about his development throughout his NBA career.
Coming in at 18, really inexperienced, not knowing what this league was about.
You kind of hear that growth in his voice, don't you think? And it's interesting to hear Josh Smith talking about getting introspective about himself and his game at this point of his career.
That's a great point there, Kevin. I mean, like he says, he really has grown tremendously as a player, as a teammate, as a man, and just as an adult person in society. And he's become a real credit to our game.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
At the 2 and the 3, it's Fournier and Harris. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Smith. And it's Watson in at the 1 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic. Here's Fournier, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Harris dishes to Dedmon, kicks it to Watson. For 3, Fournier, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Now here's Whiteside. He makes the Johnny from the left block. Whiteside's got 6 points. The Magic trail by 3. And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clarkie came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Elfrid Payton, he's checked in for C.J. Watson. And a change for the Bulls. Ezeli's checked in for Whiteside. Payton kicks to Dedmon. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got 3 assists in the game.
Crafty pass work there, getting it down low for the easy deuce.
Evans passes to Butler. To the middle. It's taken away by Smith. Harris kicks to Payton. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Payton's got his first bucket of the night. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Magic.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Okay, time now for an injury report. Now an update on Tobias Harris from Dorisburg. What'd you find out, Doris?
Guys, I got a status report from the Magic's head athletic trainer. He told me he's suffering from back spasms, so they put some ice on it and gave him some painkillers. A discouraging development for this team so early in the season. We'll see what kind of impact it has on them in the long term, guys.
Well, thank you, Doris. Hopefully we'll see him very soon.
Well, they like him back as quick as possible, but they also want him healthy.
Now here's Butler. Green dishes to Ezeli, and it's denied. Payton against Butler. Harris outside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And guys, when you go to look for holes in the game of Tobias Harris, there really aren't any. One of the hardest workers in our league. If he has any weakness at all, it's his average size speed combo, which most likely will keep him from becoming the perennial all-star type.
Orlando making some changes. Gordon's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon, and it's Victor Oladipo in for Fournier. Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. He hits the second from the line. On the topic of Tobias Harris, you love that he can contribute in every category of play. He's a solid face-up shooter. Clark, he's getting better with his back to the basket. You can see movement forward all the time.
I love what this young man has shown thus far. You mentioned those things he does. He'll also rebound for you, get loose balls. He does the little things, understands what it takes to win, the consummate pro and team player.
Once again off the mark, Orlando. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. The shot by Evans, nobody around. Drills it from outside. Evans has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Payton passes to Oladipo. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now, here is Mirotic. Back to Gay. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Gay's got 5 points now in the quarter. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Here's Oladipo. Jumper off the screen and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
You look at him physically, and Rudy Gay is the complete package at the small forward spot. Nothing holding him back.
You know, Kevin, he comes in at 6'8", has that solid frame, unbelievable athletic ability with the speed to go with that for a player of his height. He is a true talent.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Vucevic checked in for Smith. Fry comes in for Harris. And it's Hazanya in for Payton. Now, here's Fry. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
And with Rudy Gay, the physical part of the game has never been a problem with him. As great a physical player as any other small forward in the league, his one drawback is he can get in his own head at times and not play to his strengths.
So it's Orlando now, following the shot by Rudy Gay. Here's Oladipo. Lays it up and banks it in. Oladipo's got 4 points this quarter. Chicago trailing here.
And no doubt a lot of players can get in their own head, like Gay does at times. He does so much on the floor. It is odd when he vanishes for stretches of the game. On pure talent, he has few peers in the league. And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Here's Hazanya, covered by Evans. And Tyreke Evans is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Magic making a switch here. Watson's checked in. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Gibson's checked in. 29 seconds left now here in the second. And it's Vucevic missing. Chicago has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Parker kicks to Gibson. Evans dishes to Ezeli. There's the pick. Parker passes to Ezeli. Here's Gibson. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
Oh, how about that shot?
Big time, big time.
Incredible.
3 points at the buzzer.
Definitely an answer to prayer there.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Magic lead by 1. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal. It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end, because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
It will really help their cause to get to the line. It's a close game. Every point matters. The team that usually wins a game like this is the more aggressive team.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Rudy Gay having a dominant impact in this game.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough.
Well, the Magic knew that last season would be one, Greg, for development. A young team like they had needs to grow before they can really compete.
And you touched upon it, Kevin. They really were a young team last season. Third youngest team in the league by the end of the year. How about an average age of just over 24 years old?
So the Bulls 5 right now. Mirotic is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Festus Ezeli. And it's Parker in at the 1. There's a good screen. Ezeli kicks to Gibson. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
The shot by Payton. And again, it's Orlando converting.
And you talk about that low age number for the Magic. You mentioned it a moment ago, and they had several rookies last season. That's why they were so young. It was as good a year as any to get their feet wet and see what those young guys could do.
Gibson the screen. Here's Mirotic. The shot will not go. Some solid defense from Harris. Feeds it to Payton. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
And the Magic, while their youth did grow over the course of the season, they still struggle. And they do need a veteran presence to kind of ensure that they don't start developing that culture of losing in the franchise.
And the technical free throw is good. Some changes for Chicago. Whiteside's checked in for Festus Ezeli. Draymond Green comes in for Taj Gibson. And Rudy Gay is subbed in for Mirotic. Now a timeout called by Orlando. And for Tobias Harris, a resurgence of sorts last season, Clark, especially from behind the arc, where he shot a career-high 36%.
You know, he'd only hit 25% from 3 the year before, Kevin. So, yeah, a monster improvement in accuracy from long range.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Payton right side. Vucevic a screen on Parker. 5 to shoot. Up off the screen. No good at the rim.
And getting back to Harris, there's just so much to like about his game. He lives in the gym, has a tremendous feel for the game, and he knows how to maximize his production within those athletic limitations.
Fournier's checked in for Aaron Gordon.
You know, the thing about Harris is he's a combo forward, extremely versatile. At 6'8", he struggles with size against the better power forward, and he lacks the athleticism of the better small forward. So to get the most out of him, you have to put him in the right matchups.
Payton against Parker. Now here's Payton. Not a lot of room. Gay against Harris. Out left to the wing. Here's Vucevic. Another miss by Vucevic. The Bulls have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Parker kicks to Whiteside. Rudy Gay on the wing. He's got 10. Outside Butler for the lead. It's rebounded by Payton.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Fournier dishes to Payton. The feed now to Vucevic. Looking for Oladipo. He gets it there. And Harris wide open. He shoots. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Harris has got 9 points. Bulls trail by 3. Parker kicks to Green. Right side a screen. Off the pick. That's good from Gay on the assist by Green. That's 12 points for Rudy Gay.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
To the inside, here's Vucevic, and he uses the glass on the layup. Vucevic has got his second basket of the night.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Green kicks to Whiteside. Rebound by the Magic. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Down low. And again, it's Tobias Harris. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Green passes to Whiteside. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And they better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Pass to Oladipo. And that's collected by Gay. Gay's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Bulls trail by 3. And Victor Oladipo, after a solid rookie campaign, really took it up a notch last season, even after missing Clark the first 9 games with that facial fracture.
I love this kid's gravitas. I mean, he's got a presence about him. His percentages improved across the board, field goal, 3-point free throws. But I like his work ethic and his confidence.
Pick by Vucevic. Out to Harris. To the inside. And Vucevic throws it down.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
For 3, Fournier. And it's Rudy Gay with the rebound. Gay's got his 5th rebound in this one. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Green in the post. Harris is there. Out of bounds. Orlando takes possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Here's Fournier. And Watson has it in the corner. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Orlando out in front. They lead by 5. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard, fun battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Bulls trail by 5. Channing Frye out there with Dwayne Dedman. Then it's Watson. Then it's Aaron Gordon. And it's Hezonja in at the 2 spot. That's who's out there for Orlando. Gibson in the post. No good. And Orlando the other way now. Here's Hezonja. No good. Evans with some nice D. Fast break. Here they come. Parker dishes to Smith. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
Watson, that's for 2. Chicago grabs the miss. Evans has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Parker kicks to Evans. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. And Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He spent some time at power forward. Clark, he spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into. How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Scott Skiles was going over with his team. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
And thank you, Doris. Evans. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Last season was possibly the best of Tyreke Evans' career, at least since his unbelievable rookie campaign.
Yeah, and Kev, a lot of that has to do with his injury history. I mean, last year he played in 79 games. That's the most of his career. So you could say it was probably the healthiest season he's had since he was a rookie.
Oladipo, good.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest. But he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
At the elbow, Smith kicks it out to Gay. Back to Smith. 6 to shoot. And that one's good.
You know, back to Tyreke Evans last year, he had a big jump in three-point percentage. He was also up in assists, rebounds, really did a lot of good things. The only bad news, he was also up in turnovers.
Gordon, the pass to Harris. And again, it's Orlando converting.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Bulls trail by 3.
And talking about Tyreke Evans, you really hope he can build on what he did last year. He has too much talent to waste on inconsistency. Time for him to just step up here in the prime of his career.
And that one's good. Parker. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Now Payton. There's the dish to Vucevic. He feeds it to Oladipo. And here's Vucevic. Up again. It's good on the putback. And the Magic lead by 3.
Excellent work to turn that miss into 2 points on the tap-in.
Hustle points, I believe they called them.
Yeah, and how great are his ball instincts there. Just having a knack, really the instincts to just get after it on the backboard.
And here comes Harris, leading the fast break.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Yeah, at this level, you got to make that shot. It's plain and simple. You got to knock that one down.
Smith with a wide open look. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Evans. Screen by Smith. Parker dishes to Whiteside. Gay with no one around. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Here's Oladipo, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Draymond Green, he's checked in for Chicago. Butler comes in for Tyreke Evans. And Green gets it to go.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're up by 3. There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Bulls making a switch here. Smith is checked in. Here's Oladipo. To the paint. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oladipo.
Got sloppy in a close game. You have to take advantage of every opportunity.
1:06 left here in the fourth quarter. Green with a screen on Payton. Parker kicks to Green, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That one on Vucevic.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
I agree. I mean, you would have been better off using it on the floor and not on the shot. But the foul had to come either way, so it is what it is.
And both free throws good for Green.
Some good play tonight for Green. He's got 8 points, and he's contributed 3 points from the line, too.
And those free throws add up, guys. That is extra offense.
Picked by Vucevic. Oladipo, the pass to Payton. Vucevic, a screen on Parker. Payton drives in. Here's Gordon. The Magic again can't hit.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish. What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
How about the cool, collected way in which he delivered it? Clutch.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. They trail by 1. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, looking at how much time they have, I think it's likely we'll see them try to get a good look and score quickly.
Yeah, a 2-for-1 situation, guys, is an option in this scenario. I'd be interested to see what they devise.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Whiteside comes in for Smith, and Tyreke Evans is subbed in for Parker. And stolen by Gay. On the wing, Evans, covered by Payton. Green kicks to Butler. Green, the screen. Butler dishes to Green. The 11-footer, money!
They do have a foul to give here.
And you might see them use it at some point.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're behind by 3. 17 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I mean, I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they've got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope the alligator arm a few of those free throws.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
Payton kicks to Vucevic. And the pass to Payton. Oladipo outside. They need this. And so it's Chicago winning this one. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And, Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Rudy, congratulations on the win. How would you evaluate the team's offense tonight?
You know, I think our defense kind of got our offense into it. You know, we're that kind of team. Our defense makes our offense. We run the floor and we share the ball. So whenever we out there playing defense like we did today, we usually are in a good position.
Well done, Rudy. Thanks for the time. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And Ernie Johnson is still in the building, folks, for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Rudy Gay.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
As slashers go, Ernie, Rudy Gay is up there with the very best. He's got freakish physical ability. You talk about a guy who plays above the rim. Rudy can soar like a ha-ha.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal,